Every Martin Luther King Day, we celebrate the greatest leader of the civil rights movement without fully understanding that Dr. King was more than the dream. They want us to remember King's pacifism, but forget his activism, to remember his dream, but forget his radicalism, to remember the movement, but forget the revolutionary spirit that kept that movement alive. After I Have a Dream in 1963 and the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964, Dr. King was the undisputed nemesis of Southern segregation. But with economic inequality, police violence, northern race riots, and disproportionate numbers of poor blacks serving and dying in Vietnam, it was clear the fight for equality was more than just a struggle against segregation. On April 4, 1967, a year to the day before his assassination, King went to New York City's Riverside Church to deliver the speech, Beyond Vietnam, a time to break the silence.
So we are faced with the cruel irony of watching Negro and white boys on TV screens kill and die together for a nation, unable to seat them together in the same school. If America's soul becomes totally poisoned, part of the autopsy must read Vietnam.
Much of America was outraged and denounced King as a communist traitor. Life magazine and the Washington Post condemned him. FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover labeled him public enemy number 1 and stepped up the campaign to destroy him by publicizing rumors of his marital infidelities. Undaunted, King began laying the groundwork for a Poor People's March on Washington. On February 13, 1968, after 2 black garbage men were killed by a malfunctioning trash compactor, over 1,300 mostly black Memphis sanitation workers walked off the job. Along with second-in-command Ralph Abernathy, a young Jesse Jackson, and other movement leaders, King traveled to Memphis to support the strike. On March 18th, he addressed a meeting of strikers and over 25,000 supporters.
If America does not use her vast resource of wealth to end poverty and make it possible for all of God's children to have the basic necessities of life, she too is going to hell.
When King tried to organize a citywide work stoppage on March 28th, police attacked crowds, shooting and killing a 16-year-old black boy. Chasing fleeing demonstrators back into the Claiborne Temple, police released tear gas inside the sanctuary and clubbed people as they lay on the floor. Mayor Loeb declared martial law and brought in 4,000 National Guardsmen. King returned to Memphis on April 3, 1968, booking room 306 of the Lorraine Motel, a room jokingly called the King Abernathy Suite. That night, King appeared at a rally at the Mason Temple and gave a speech that would prove prophetic.
Like anybody, I would like to live a long life, but I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain, and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we, as a people, will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
All this catches us up to the moment our play begins. It is a play based in fact, but with healthy doses of both imagination and hope. It is also a testament for tomorrow.